Hello everybody, Shadefire here, and today I'm taking a first impressions look at Shadow Warrior 2. Let's just resume here. So I actually finished the first Shadow Warrior the day before this one came out. I bought it back when it came out, but of course, like a lot of games I buy, it never really got too much playtime. And then I was like, oh, there's a second one coming out soon, I should probably actually play it. And the first one is a pretty legit, classic-styled FPS game that actually has a pretty good story, too, that sort of sneaks up on you, I guess. Like, early on in the game, the story doesn't really matter, and then you kind of get attached to it towards the end. At least I did. But, yeah, that was a lot of fun, and this, so far, has been a lot of fun as well, even though it's a very different kind of FPS. We'll see that in a moment. Alright, so here we are at the hub. So yeah, what makes this game so much different from the first one is, while the first one was sort of a modernization of the, you know, build engine style FPS, where you just fight a lot of enemies, find a keycard, open up the new path, fight more enemies, etc. You know, the same sort of stuff as Serious Sam and whatnot is based off of. But this one is... it's, I guess, closer to a Borderlands sort of loot shooter. But even a step farther than that towards Diablo, because there are a bunch of randomly generated maps. Which, by the way, the randomly generated maps actually have an in-world or in-universe explanation. Basically, there's a lot of stuff that happened between the end of the first game and the start of this one that just kind of gets glossed over, which I guess I only noticed because I just played the first one. But basically, you know, there's a Shadow Realm where demons come from. There was a big businessman who was trying to make a deal with the head of the demons, and you kind of put a stop to that, killed the head of the demons, and sort of fixed their realm, brought back the rain, because the rain had all dried up, because the lady who produces it was poisoned. And, you know, you sort of resolve that whole thing. Your buddy helps you out, and you make friends with him at the end, but then he dies. You know, who initially starts off as a antagonistic, oh, we have to work together, but I don't have to like it character. Anyhow, this is a lot more of a Diablo loot shooter, but there's still story stuff going on here. So let's go get this story mission. And, maybe we'll do that, or we'll do a side mission, because this game has side missions. But yeah, this is very much a RPG sort of shooter. You've got skill points, you've got weapon upgrades, you've got a shit ton of weapons. You can see, even right now, you can carry 8. Wait, is it 8 or 9? Am I counting this wrong? No, it's 8. Alright. And there have been a lot of weapons so far. And I'm only a couple hours in. So this is a Yakuza boss. She is kind of a bitch, but, you know, we're doing jobs for her. She's one of our job providers.
I have another job for you.
Awesome. Am I working another birthday? The last one went so well.
I need you to gather intelligence. Oh, but you and intelligence don't appear to be on speaking terms.
Oh, zing.
Very cute. What do you need, Mom?
We're trying to find the source of the black ooze that's permeating the wildlands. And we believe it may be coming from one particular area.
And that area is?
It doesn't have a name. I'm sending you coordinates now.
I can't wait.
Good luck, Mr. Wang.
Alright, so... story mission. And that other voice that you heard pop in there is our new person living in our head. Instead of it being a demon this time, like Hoji was in the first game, it's a Yakuza boss's daughter, not this one, but the main big boss, his daughter, who was getting turned into a demon by her boss, who is the big bad businessman from the first game, who you never really dealt with. You just sort of cut off his arm and let him go, who is now, I guess, kind of one of the big bads of this game as well, who's built up a whole business on turning the black ooze into chi technology. What am I looking for here? Oh yeah, there's a weapon upstairs at this guy's shop, but you can't... I assume you have to do some sort of story mission that'll open this up. Alright. So I guess we'll get into all this stuff. So, obviously this is a much more do a mission kind of game, whereas the first game was just a linear progression. So, you know, there are main missions, there are side missions, there are side missions you've already completed, you can go back to that area, and the whole map will be regenerated. You know, more enemies and stuff if you want to level up. Leveling up gets you skill points, which go into these skill cards that you pick up from missions and loot and stuff. And these are like a one-time thing. Once you pick them up, they're one of your skills. Some of them are passive buffs, some of them are like new sword skills, etc., etc. Also, all of this art, I'm pretty sure, is from the animated cutscenes from the first game. There's Hoji there on Ammo Collector. And yeah, you get skill points to put into these, and it makes them better, as you might expect. What is the most recent one? It's just a improved medkit. Weapons, you can see there are all sorts of categories. You've got melee weapons, you've got guns, you've got explosives, you've got projectile weapons, etc., etc. Chainsaw katana, and all of these have different aspects to them. You know, a lot of them have a random effect. You can see here that's built into the weapon on the bottom right, like turning enemies into rabbits. And then there are all these upgrades. The upgrade system is a little messy because there's so many different categories of upgrades that are all different slots. Like a multiplayer upgrade, which obviously only works in multiplayer because this game has 4-player co-op, or up to 4-player. And then you've got like just power slots, which I guess you have 3 of, and then you've got amulets, which I think you can equip multiples of, and armor slots, which you can equip 3 of, and there's a lot of this stuff. This is the messy part of the RPG stuff. But yeah, that's the basis of it. Obviously there's different elements, you know. Usually you'll find an enemy who is resistant to one element, weak to another, you know, electricity and poison, or fire and ice. But let's just get into a mission. Let's not fuck around with that stuff. Do we want to do a side mission or main mission? The main missions are pretty long. I think that might be longer than I want to go in this video. But let's go do the side mission. They're fairly short. See, I'm pretty sure the main missions are not randomly generated. The maps are always the same. But I think all of the side missions are randomly generated. And, you know, they're not like... It's not like Minecraft or something like that where it's procedural, it's just chunks. So you'll see a lot of repeating sort of landscape pieces, but in a different configuration. Which I guess is pretty much how Diablo worked as well. You know, it wasn't completely random. Alright, so this time we're going into Business City, which is, you know, a fancy cyberpunk sort of city.
Another idealist on the disabled list.
What do you have against idealist anyway? Didn't you ever believe in something?
Sure. Then I turned 9. I'm way too old to start believing in things now.
Smith's an idealist and... Geez, I don't even know how old he is.
It's probably a long con. Those fancy swords are going to sell themselves.
Seriously? You know his students are broke, right? They're orphans. He provides everything for them.
Until the day he drops them off at the meat transit plant.
If you seriously think that Smith has any intention of...
I just find it funny when you get upset.
So,
seriously though, from what I can tell, Smith isn't an idealist. I think it's highly acceptable. People like that tend to attract idealists.
You know, you could have just said you're a cynical old man and saved us some time.
combat is pretty fast-paced. We have this dash, we have a double jump, and you can sort of just combine those freely. There's no stamina meter like there was in the first game. We also have these sword skills. It's basically just a direction and right mouse, and then you can charge it up and make it stronger.
Today is a good day to die. Fuck you.
And let's try out this new one I just got, which is from the first game as well. Oh shit. And, you know, like a lot of these other loot shooters, dying is really not a big deal. You just lose some money, enemies get their health back, at least they do on this difficulty, and, you know, you just carry on. There are checkpoints around, which is where you respawn. He's not even moving and I'm missing. There are elite enemies, which are immune to your special powers, like my force push. They're usually weak to an element, but looks like this guy's not. So he does have an ice resistance. Hold on. I'm gonna bump the music down a little bit. So yeah, the combat's pretty fast-paced. You've got your parry, you dash around, you jump, you throw some powers at them. You know, you're just constantly in motion is the best way to play this. I'm only playing on the second hardest difficulty, so it's not super hard, but, you know, you do kind of have to get out. Oh, shit. Why did I do that? Oh, God. Oh, shit. But you definitely don't want to be stuck in the middle of a fight, because you get chewed up pretty quick if you're not moving. Yeah, some of the upgrades also are more significant than others. For example, this pistol is not normally akimbo, but I slotted a fire mode upgrade into it that changed it to akimbo, which makes it do less damage, but you shoot 2 bullets at a time instead of 1. One thing you might notice is that, especially in this area, combat can get quite messy. Like where it's just particles and goop and you can hardly tell what's going on, but that's totally fine. Because it's never at a point that it disadvantages you. It just feels really good to be able to keep dashing like this. And I think this will definitely give this game more combat variety than the first one. Because the first one is a fairly long game for what kind of game it is. It's like 20 hours, I want to say. And towards the end, it definitely does feel like a bit of a grind. You just kind of want to see the story play out, but you gotta stop and fight 100 enemies in every room. And I think having all these different weapons and stuff will keep this game from that kind of repetition. I mean, by its nature, these sort of loot shooters are definitely, you know, repetitive. Grinding for levels and new loot. But of course, having co-op definitely alleviates that, because, you know, you can just jump into somebody else's game and do some grinding, instead of having to replay the same levels. Alright, we got some lore here. There's a whole lore section. It's kind of funny that you randomly pick up lore as loot. There's a chest in here. It's not any sort of upgrade to have chests show up on your map, but it's very useful because I really don't want to have to comb over every inch of the levels. Alright, so we want to get over there. So we're just gonna do this. Oh yeah. There's no fall damage, which is good because in the first game there was. And sometimes I would kill myself just by dashing from the top of a staircase and hitting the bottom and dying. So it's nice not to have that. Oh, we got a big guy here. That didn't do very much. Let's see. Let's go with the grenade launcher. Always loved me an M79. There's just something so wonderfully deliberate about a break-action grenade launcher. This thing was full of cyber. So we just need to go down this way. I love being able to jump from floors like that too. Alright, this might call for the genocider. Alright, he's electric resist, which I have on this, so let's switch. Oh, those are out of ammo still. That is my most boring gun that I have. I actually probably don't even need to kill these guys. But I'm going to. Also, like the first game, you have a heal. Except now you actually have a chi meter that drains. Where are we going here? Oh god. Probably not straight down.
Hey, you Saito?
Who wants to know?
Just a humble art collector.
You don't look like an art collector.
And you don't look like you're about to be a pile of tiny pieces. Still, here we are, right?
What do you want?
I want those scrolls you have.
I sold those already. Bunch of junk.
Who the fuck you sell them to?
I never divulge information about my clients.
And I never divulge information about where I bury my victims.
Let me show you on your map.
Wise choice.
You'll need a password to get in the door. It's 23 skidoo.
Much obliged, Saito.
That's pretty much the way of most missions. You go to an objective point, and something causes you to go to a different objective point, usually 2 or 3 different things, and then you've seen the whole map, and you're done.
Yeah, hear about the receptionist job?
Password.
23 skidoo.
Yeah, I don't know, this is just a game that feels good to play to me. It's fast, it's fluid, it's responsive. And there's a variety to keep you busy. Also, you know, Wang is the pretty good kind of dork character. He's similar to someone like Travis Touchdown, that sort of character that thinks they're real cool and everyone else thinks they're a fucking dork. But it doesn't stop them from being that way. And then Kamiko, the girl in your head, is a weird combination of the spoiled rich girl, with, you know, spoiled girl with a rich daddy, and the genius scientist, the genius but naive scientist. I have a feeling I'm going to need to kill all these people in a second.
I believe you have something that belongs to a friend of mine.
Everything here used to belong to someone else. Now it belongs to me.
No shit. What about my ass? Does that belong to you too?
It will by the time we're finished here.
Quite the contrary. It is you who will belong to my ass.
You gotta work on that one.
Yeah, that didn't come out as cool as I thought it would. Kill you anyway?
Oh, I very much doubt it.
Do you ever not kill everything that moves?
Every Tuesday from 3:15 to 3:20. That's my me time.
Please do not tell me what you do with your me time.
Let's get rid of this shooter first. We done here? Alright. And that's it. That's the end of the mission. And, you know, we could stay here and look for loot. In fact, I might do that first, but at any point we can just hold T and we'll immediately teleport back to the hub. There's no sort of backtrack to the beginning of the level to exit or anything like that, which is nice. Also, you can use that teleport at literally any point and just come back exactly where you left. Is this not... It's not a real door? It says a chest back there. I don't know if that's a secret area that I need to find like a switch to open. It doesn't look like there's a first floor over there. How do I get in there? Apparently not by explosion. Alright. Let's go back. This is the man who makes swords. His name is Smith, and he's black. Get it?
Lo Wang, you have done my family a great service.
No more than your family has done for me.
Perhaps. Still, I am in your debt. Now, let's see what we can do with that sword.
Careful, you don't want to slice off a fingernail.
Remarkable. I've never seen anything like this. All right, I will attempt to restore it. Please, stand back.
You ruined it even more!
Under the circumstances, it was the best I could do. This sword will never enjoy its former glory. But now, you can put it to work inside another sword.
Ah, well, that's something, I guess.
So that sword there was the Nobitsura Kage, which is the demon-killing super sword you kind of build across the first game. And they explain basically that after you kill the big demon, it shrunk and lost all its power, I guess. Or most of its power. So it looks like now it has turned into an amulet. And not even a super great one, it just makes our melee stronger and everything else weaker. That's kind of disappointing. I was hoping I might be able to rebuild it. But I guess you don't really need to now that we have all these different kinds of swords. There's Kamiko's body. Her mind has been removed from it and put into ours. Temporarily. I guess once she stops being a demon, we'll put her back in there. And that's pretty much Shadow Warrior. I mean, you know, I could go do another main mission, but that's primarily the gameplay loop here. You go out, you fight enemies, you get loot, complete objectives, and you come back. And then you do it all again. Or you do it with other people. And it's a lot of fun so far. It's apparently a decently long game too, so, you know, there's content in here. It's not
Nothing
just,
says stopping power like a portable cannon.
it's not just one and done kind of game. So I'll probably end up playing through all of this. Here's Larry. He's a demon who is our buddy, and also a gun merchant. Anything new? The war saw, hammer shot. Nothing cool. The nice thing is you can actually reset shops and they'll just get random other stuff. I don't know if that affects weapons. I think weapons might actually be progression-based when they show up. But yeah. It's Shadow Warrior 2. It's a lot of fun. It's actually only $40. It's not even a fully priced, like, AAA game. And it's, I think, better than a lot of stuff that is more expensive than it in terms of shooters. I mean, this year has been a pretty good year for shooters. Whether, you know, it's your Poison is multiplayer or single player, there's been a lot of good stuff coming out, so here's another one for the pile. And I'd say if you've never played the first game, and you like those kind of, I guess, arena shooters, but with a katana also, then pick it up when it's on sale, because it's pretty good too. But I'm Shadefire, this is Shadow Warrior 2, and I will kill some folks with you again next time. Till then, y'all take care.